Well, for months now, MBTA riders have been plagued by these slow zones. The numbers are actually getting worse.
The Red Line here is one of the notorious problem spots. At certain points, it came to a full stop.
New speed restrictions have popped up faster than they've been fixed. The Red Line has seen the worst increase from 102 to 115.
Driving the route would have saved us 16 minutes. Bicycling, 5 minutes faster.
Welcome to the most miserable place in all of New England, Braintree, Massachusetts. Would you like a brake pad? I found it. We're going to be meeting up with Phil and company later, so I will introduce you to the horrors that is Braintree. Mostly, Braintree is known for bad quality concrete that comes apart. This parking garage was only recently reopened after they discovered some years ago that the entire thing was getting ready to collapse, and the ramp, this ramp sort of did collapse, which is why they built it again. That parking garage is fun. Deluges of water coming inside, which you'll see lots of down the line, and it moves very alarmingly when anyone drives through it. But as you know, it's impossible to find your way out of it. We'll see some more. They've changed this thing again, so I'm going to see if I remember. Oh, okay. All right. These things came around like 10 years ago. They're fare evasion proof, which they aren't. You just jump right over. They used to have the old mechanical turnstiles. There used to be a person in there, and the justification for this was we don't need a person anymore, except they do. Right in there, because these things fuck up so much that they needed a person anyway, so they completely failed in that goal of streamlining and getting rid of a pain of this issue. I did try to feed it the brake pad. It didn't take it though. More concrete for no reason everywhere. Start sign. The ubiquitous Braintree start sign. There's no home signal or anything like that, because why would you have that on a railroad in Massachusetts? There's a neon sign in here. Kind of neat, right? It says start. When they release a train from here, the terminal sign lights up and this horrifying bell goes off. Well, it's not that horrifying because it's old-fashioned, but this is great. In here, somebody somehow managed to shatter the neon sign, so they stuck a household lamp socket in there with a light bulb. So that's the right side start sign. I figured we should document that before someone does something about it. Not that they will, because it's the MBTA.
Fuck the Red Line.
Yeah. We're going to start with failure, because it's the Red Line. These were going to be the R110B car in New York City, and they were so fucking horrible, they got rejected, and they got, Boston got the contract instead. So because we're on one of those, we're going to play a game of what's called Count the Blue Lights. These lights are on the train to show that this car has a propulsion failure. So we're already starting out with one. I don't know if you can see it down there.
All the way down there.
For the technically minded, I'm not quite sure if the light signifies a tripped overload relay or brake overload relay or both, or if these cars don't have that and they instead have truck overload relays 1 and 2. But because they're alternating current VFD propulsion, I will assume it's brake overload and propulsion overload relay or line relay or something like that. But basically a blue light means this car is dead motors. It's not dynamic braking or taking power. I've been on trains with 3 of them, so a 6-car train on the Red Line, that's half the fucking train out of commission, which is great. But on the new cars, which are married pairs of motor and trailer, you have half the train out of commission anyway because it doesn't have motors at all.
So they took some white plastic wrap and put the new map of the line right over the old one.
Yeah. Yep. In some places there's like 2 or 3.
Oh, here we go.
Remember the neon sign?
Yep.
It's dysfunctional as hell, but it's kind of neat. The other one, like I said, is that light bulb. I guess this is a good time to film because we're catching everything in a transition. We still got the old cars, even though the new nonsense is here. We've got some of the old dysfunction still left for you to see and document forever for posterity, so the retarded people aren't allowed to forget what they did. But also some improvements, maybe.
Okay, I think we're going. Doors are closed. And 10 miles an hour all the way to Boston. Oh, God.
Is 801.
If it goes faster, I will be pleasantly surprised. But like I say, Amy's back is here, so...
And we're at max speed.
You hear the beeping, don't you? That's part of the ATO. The motorman is not driving right now. He's got the power handle all the way forward, full power. The train is controlling its own speed right now with this automatic system, which we'll talk about more later. It's called ATO, Automatic Train Operator, which is just as bad as you think it is. And the beeping that you hear is when the train goes over its own speed limit by mistake and jams the brake on. It's great. And so it only knows full power and full brake. It knows no other position. And it has 5 positions: 0, miles an hour, 10, 25, 40, and 50. We'll be lucky if we ever see 50 today.
We'll be lucky if we see 25 today.
Yeah. But so when the thing assigns it a new speed, there's no signals at all. There's none. There's only home balls at junctions, which tell you what direction the track is switched. If we get on a car where the windows cover is ripped enough, you'll be able to see the damn thing work. But will work being a relative term. But it goes, so if you're at 10 and it jumps to 25, the train immediately accelerates with full power all the way to that speed, and then it brakes to maintain that speed, and it goes between power and brake, especially when climbing hills. And then when it slows down to a... Yeah, better answer that.
Oh, God. It's a
Oh, no. Hang up.
Oh, and we're braking.
Oh, yeah. We're right now on a pretty aggressively super elevated curve, which is made for well over 50 miles per hour, more like 60, but we're doing 10, and you can just feel the train wanting to fall right over. The ATO was created by these fucking technomancers at MIT. One big problem of many with this system is that Massachusetts Institute of Technology has its fingers into the management and the running of the system. So this is why all these ridiculous new, untested, faulty ideas were put in place years and years ago, and why they haven't gone away. This system is kind of like the guinea pig for a lot of people that want to look smart in that stupid school who aren't at all. They defied conventional railroading a long time ago. So the system, if you could believe this, my friend Max Diamond would know more, but it's audio signal based in some respects. When you go over a transponder in the track, I think the first iteration was it's actually an audio, like a speaker or something, in there, which would be picked up by a microphone under the train, if you can even believe that. But that's what gives you, when you go over the transponder, there's no signals. The system, the computer system down the whole line bases the aspect of the signal on how far the next train is away from you, or if there's like any special condition they can put in there, like a work zone or whatever, all the centralized control. But it's great too because the transponders are unreliable and so are the settings, so you'll be going along. I remember this from 5 years ago when I had to take this all the time. You'd be going along at like in the 40 mile an hour position on a straight track with no train in it at all. And all of a sudden the system would go, oh, stop, or 10 miles an hour, this thing would jam on the brake, slow right down, and then it would hit the next transponder and go right back up to 40 again for no reason at all.
The cars are winning!
Yeah, they are. They always do on the red line.
So we've hit our top speed of about 25 miles an hour.
Oh, it hurt you.
Oh, and I jinxed it. We're actually going 40. This is shocking.
Don't worry, it'll slow down.
Someone call CNN. This is, oh my god, a car.
Still winning.
We're going the same speed as a car. Holy shit. Oh, we're beating it. Wow. Okay. What the fuck? This shouldn't be happening. What? No.
Like I say, those are the recheck New York City cars. Who else but Bombardier, or Bombardier, however the hell you want to say it. It's okay, they're out of business though. They built the R179 so badly that they went bankrupt. This is actually something that isn't cancer. This depicts the Quincy Quarry Railway, and we'll just call this our friend Tom Bonomi, who couldn't make it today. But if he was here, he'd be telling you all about this instead, because he knows way more about it. This was the first ever commercial railway in the whole United States. 1832, Gridley Bryant was the name of the man who created it. It transported granite from Quincy to the pier at, I can't remember, like I say, we need Tom here, but
the next Braintree train arrives in 5.
It was horse-drawn. The carriages were wooden on wooden wheels. The rails were originally wooden with iron bands on top of them with granite ties sitting on a huge granite, like a big foundation that was stone blocks under the right-of-way. And that became the old colony. And it turned out that because of that huge foundation under the track, they almost never had to do right-of-way maintenance on that stretch of the old colony that ran on top of that railroad, because unlike other railroad track, which is just ballast on top of the ground, this was the track on top of that granite stone block foundation going down maybe 5-10 feet into the ground. You never had to do anything except replace wooden ties. It was amazing. That unfortunately has been paved over and is now part of Interstate 93 going into Boston. It's the right lane of the southbound road. Yeah, ATO transponder crap. Again, I'm not sure the particulars of how it works, because that technology is, well, it doesn't work. So how it works is kind of a misnomer, more like how it doesn't work. But the train runs over that and gets the speed code for the next section, basically. I'm pretty sure that those beer cans are part of the ATO. That's why they're so precisely aligned between those cables. Those are the start bell and start board when this station used to be the end. So this line was pushed out in the 80s. It used to end at Ashmont. There was no Braintree branch. They pushed it out here to Quincy Center sometime in the 80s, and then they pushed it even further to Braintree later than that, which is why there's a pocket track and switches down there. There's one. The train used to go into it, come out the other way. I don't know the years on any of that though.
That's convenient. A car was pacing us, but it outran us.
Oh, rip roaring 25 miles per hour. Faster than a melting bullet.
Tinfoil.
So there's some over there, and we're on one right now. In this episode of The Truth is Stranger Than Fiction, we are actually riding in a Pullman standard car right now, which is not something you'll be able to say for very much longer on this or any other route in the country. Complete with nice, non-offensive lighting that doesn't burn the retinas out of your head, which you'll see in the tunnel.
The wall is missing.
Some of them are working on it, but it's okay though, because there's some signs that tell you about it.
Falling wall. Oh my god. Caution, falling wall.
Best sign I have ever seen. Oh look, there's some freshly dislodged ones.
Yep.
Yep. It's great. Some of them have hit trains, broken windows.
Killed people.
Not killed them, but I think injured a few of them. It's great. It's a fantastic system. It's fully automatic too. Home Depot pine 2x4s to hold the platform up. Those were not there when I was here last time. Because they're having more problems. We're going to wave hello to my friend John Roderick. He works in that power plant. That is the old Cambridge Electric plant, originally coal-fired, now oil and gas, with steam boilers to feed the Boston City steam system and also to turn turbines to make electricity. Don't open the doors. Fuck. Greetings. Oh, it's just you two?
Yeah.
May I interest you in a brake pad, glucose coated? No. someone told me, I didn't even ask, one of the people who works here told me that this station is actually built, because we're in the ground right now, this station is built in the runoff site, directly in the runoff site of, I guess, like a huge old dye production factory or something where there was just tons of toxic runoff. And when they made the station, it immediately started leaching through the ground, and there were all kinds of lawsuits about it. There's another great one over here down the brick. Typical 80s project. This was the North End of the line was pushed out from Harvard to Alewife in the 80s, just like the Braintree stuff happened. But yeah, like I say, there's some more of that runoff I was told about. We don't know what's in it, but don't touch it. These were the last things that Pullman ever built for anybody. I believe they are old enough just about to remember the Boston Elevated Railway ownership, but don't quote me on that. Like I say, I don't really know the years and histories, but the 1500 cars were single car, the 1600s were married pairs that were delivered at the same time. And interestingly enough, because the 15s are single car, they have controls at both ends. Hidden in there is a set of controls. They've been doing the job here for over 50 years. They are unbelievably abused, under-maintained, if at all anymore, and they're still going, so...
Not for long.
Yeah, well, even though they're mediocre cars, they've done a great job, and they've stood up to way more than is reasonable for any train car. And Boston, not even Boston, has managed to destroy them totally yet. I'll miss them, in a weird way. Yeah, you too, buddy. Yeah, I know. Everything's illegal in Massachusetts.
Except having a bad railway network, am I right, folks?
Sorry, I can't hear you. The track is so loud.
Oh, yeah, the noise-canceling track that you talk about in 3 seconds.
What? So, new information that I didn't know. The number of the cars are on the fucking roof.
I think that's kind of cool.
No. They're trying to un-Penn Central themselves, so if they lose it, they can go on Google Earth and fucking find it. I hate it.
First thing about the station is the tremendously fantastic water ingress. You could run a mill down here with a hydro turbine. It comes down through here, it comes down behind the walls, comes down everywhere. Someone in the 80s, probably an aerospace engineer who had never seen or heard of a train before, came up with this idea where we're gonna it's too loud down here. We're gonna cancel the noise. So we're gonna get rid of wooden ties and ballast that they sit in, right? Conventional track bed, which is noise absorbing and vibration absorbing, and we're gonna replace it with giant concrete slabs on rubber rollers, which is fantastic. Sometimes rubber pads, and they're in a big trough. So now, you'll notice there's similarities between the architecture of a big trough with something that moves in it and a loudspeaker. So that's interesting. Noise canceling, which is louder than the thing it replaced, and also because the concrete slabs are loaded in, well, tension in some ways, and they also vibrate. As anyone who's ever worked with concrete will know, it tends to disintegrate and crack. They accidentally bored the station very, very, very deep, way deeper than they were supposed to. And because of that, they had to fit a gigantic escalator. Not this one. This is the prelude to the escalator. This kind of gets you ready for it.
The fuck is this?
This is what happens when you accidentally run your TBM like 150 feet or 200 feet too deep.
Nate, they turned the Leviathan into a fucking keg.
Yeah, and then they split it in half. Look at that extended smoke box on the top. These escalators have a great feature. If you don't want to wait to get all the way down them, just take the rapid feature. Okay, bye. There's a sewage lift pump in this station because it's so deep. It had a problem once.
Oh no.
I walked in and
no.
the whole place was just rancid.
No. I hate it so much.
There was a reason we had to show you, Porter. Some more water coming in, like always. Oh, and even more. great place.
Oh yeah, there's a blue light.
So the old cars are not that common to see. On the 1800s, it's like 2 or 3 something.
Well, that is a 17, so.
Yeah. Now, I was actually kind of hoping that we'd see one of the 1900s today so we can talk about how evil it is, but I think they knew we were coming and they're all hiding. Either that or they're all broken like
Most likely.
Like usual.
Shut up, train.
What's there to smile about right now?
Exactly.
Enjoying this?
So we got off the red line and are on PCCs.
Well, Brayden, what's your opinion on the red line now?
Other than this, it's awful. This part of the red line's pretty good.
So these used to run on the Tremont Street Railway, which is now the Green Line, of course.
Mattapan on the PCCs. We just rode 3887, which is right behind this one. Pretty cool.
I'm going great here. How are you?
Yeah, maybe you need to stop.
What, that's it? You're not going to kill each other? Wow, this show sucks now.
I know, it's alright though. I got a crappy joke for you though.
What?
I mean, I think I told you already. You heard about the guy who was addicted to brake fluid.
Yeah.
You can stop it anytime you want.
Fuck off.
So this is the closest you'll get to Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. We went from the worst thing ever to the best thing ever. Because people haven't touched it, screwed with it, modified it, or fucked with it, or removed it. What was it you were telling me they wanted to do?
So they were either going to turn the whole line into a bus route, replace the PCCs with the stuff on the Green Line currently, or restore the current PCCs, and that's what they opted for.
Yeah, that's. And
Shockingly.
I seem to remember there being like at least 2 times of them making that decision in years prior. So this thing has real staying power because, of course, nothing works as good as what they have here. It's the perfect recipe.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Yeah, some of them.
Did I just imagine that?
Some of them have been replaced with e-bells.
Well, that's a kick in the face, isn't it? Hey, isn't that what we just took in?
Yes.
You want to get on it?
Yeah, so what we didn't say yet was that railroad down there, the retarded one, used to be the Cambridge and Dorchester Rapid Transit Line, which was a subsidiary of the Boston Elevated Railway. The cars were the old 700 type. It was the first one on the line. Very similar to a New York elevated car. Back then, it was very reliable. The line went from Harvard to Ashmont, right here. There were no Braintree branch. There was no Harvard to Alewife section. It was a 70-mile-an-hour line, if you can believe that. Very fast, run real tight by some pretty shrewd old Bostonians. We should probably film at some point the rest of them, like the Boston Revere Beach and Lynn, the Boston Tunnel Railway, which is the blue line, the Boston Elevated Railway, which used to be the orange line before they ripped down the beautiful elevated stuff, the Tremont Street Railway, and all the rest, which is the green line, etc. There's still some history shining through, not much anymore, but it should be filmed before even more of it goes away.
That's at 10 miles an hour.
That's it.
Never again. Time to go home. That's it. Bye.
Absolute failure and mediocrity. New York City is degenerating into this very quickly. Everywhere is kind of... Yeah. And you got a screaming shoebox in the evening. At least we saw the Mattapan Line.
Well, someone has to say it.
Oh yeah. Like on that third rail gap, it's time to melt.
That was supposed to be a still image, you dibby.
Yeah.
Stop filming.
No.
Here, Braden. Look, be free. Make something of yourself out there.